So we have gathered the brightest minds in the industry here to solve the ultimate omni-channel puzzle. How to engage consumers who scroll past ads faster than I swipe the Netflix right button. Okay, so jokes apart, so let's start with a quiz. Do you know which brand was the first to start the omni-channel marketing? Any guesses? So according to Google, it was a Best Buy. It's an American electronics retailer which started omnichannel marketing in 2003 to compete with Walmart. Yeah. So I think 2 decades down the line, omnichannel marketing is now essential for every category across markets, including India, where we have very competitive market, right? So let's start the discussion. I would like to start with you, Suprati. What strategies have worked for you, in creating a unified identity for your brand across the customer touch points?
Thanks E4M for having us here, and warm good afternoon to all of you bearing with us. I think 5 marketeers sitting together is very difficult to not to get into a debate or mic snatching moments. So coming to, sorry, I am a little bit under the weather. See, if you talk about unified identity, and I understand that by identity you are meaning the look and feel of the brand, the mnemonics and everything. See, I come from the FMCG background. I think FMCG has decoded that, managed that almost 15 years back through brand guideline, brand guardrails, brand books, where you know which Pantone to use, which font to use, which weightage to give them, across media, how to take that forward. So across touch points, the uniformity is not that challenge, not that a challenge anymore in terms of FMCG, CPG industry perspective. Other industries have picked that up. I think consumer durables and everybody now is doing that. But what I would like to bring in is another dimension is it's not about how unified across you are. It is about also how long you are unique. Like I am seeing in Indian context, almost every automobile brands are changing their logos. Like last 5 years, Mahindra changed 3 times. JLR changed, and I think we all marketers shouted that, what the heck? They killed the brand. They killed the Jaguar, they killed the brand. Air India changed. So, and again, there are 1,000 examples where nothing changed. So, the main fundamental aspect is that how long also you would like to hold on to that single identity or single look and feel. I'll give one more example in the sense that it is not the identity per se in my mind, because today almost everybody is visible, and it's visible in a very ample manner. There's no dearth of visibility. The key thing is that whether you are engaging with it, and the topic as it says. See, in classical marketing style, you are not supposed to tweak with a brand or brand logo or something like that. But look at Google. It's almost every week they do a kind of contextual logo formatting. Again, in an FMCG, CPG world, it is absolute no-no. You should not touch it. But they do it, and they get away with it because they created that particular dynamics of that particular brand character into their unique characteristics of the brand. So to me, it is not just the logo, color, and the font which holds your brand unification across the channel or across the omni-channel. The key point is to hold the brand's character as a kind of unmistakable, unique thing across all channels. So you might get away with changing the logo color a little bit, tweaking something. But as long as you are honest about your brand characteristics, I think that will get you through the omnichannel challenge or omnichannel opportunities.
Very interesting perspective. So logo and color is not important, but character is. So coming to you, Eram, How do you gather insights, to craft a unified brand identity? I mean, you conduct surveys, social media polls, anything else?
Yeah, so very good afternoon to all of you. Thank you very much for being here and giving us this opportunity to talk about something so important as, what do we do as a brand custodian in today's day and age, and how do we, use omnichannel marketing to showcase our presence. Coming back to your question, I think the importance of survey can be signified from the fact that this discussion started with a survey. So Kanchan asked everybody, a question, right? When it comes to brand marketing, or in fact marketing, I 25 years ago when I started my career as a marketer, there were very limited resources with us to do surveys, and they were mostly physical. You needed to engage a big or a medium agency, like the Nielsen's of the world, or at that time BlackRock, and you need to pay through your noses. Plus, you need to take care of biases that crept in the survey. So it was a very physical exercise for brands. Today, I don't understand, and that's what I keep telling my team as well as my management. When you have this opportunity to do quick social media surveys, why can't we integrate surveys, FGDs, finding out facts about what we intend to do, validating our course of action when we are talking about our brand strategies every quarter? And that's exactly what we need to do. Even the smallest decision that is taken at the brand level involves a lot of costs. And I have an aversion for people or brand managers and marketers who say, sir, gut feels a decision lete hain, gut feels. There's nothing called gut feel. I mean, gut feel, okay, I'm not a proponent of, doing surveys for every other thing, but at least you should inculcate as part of your strategy. Because when you're talking about omnichannel, and as you very rightly said, sir, when you're thinking of having your brand presence throughout the journey of your customer, whether that journey is physical, online, digital, or phygital, these surveys, these finer nuances that will give you insights as to what is required for your brand to be accepted by the customer. What is the identity of your brand that the customer will accept, whether he or she is browsing, whether she's inside your store or in your office, or she's undertaking a journey of buying your product, maybe half of which is physical, half is digital. And these surveys are very, today, in today's age and world, you can actually, there's no bias, as I've already said. They are very, very cost effective. You can actually reach a more number of people. You can divide your segmented audience into further cohorts. So when you have so much of advantage on social media surveys, I don't know why marketers shun away from them. I think the importance is you cannot explain the fact that I'm going to spend X amount in reconstructing my omnichannel journey, but I cannot spend 2% of that X or 3% of X throughout the journey. I think it's the surveys and FGDs and stuff like that foolproof your end-to-end omnichannel brand journey.
Yeah, I think it is very dynamic these days, right? So Chandan, now coming to you, Iram talked about consumer journey, and I would like to understand how should one blend his website, app, social media, and all channels, seamlessly so that consumer does not get lost.
First of all, thank you, Kanchan. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, panel members, for this opportunity. The most important part of this journey is the brand identity. So once you have this brand identity, you can define, how it goes across all the different channels and platforms. So how do you define brand identity? So there are three main factors. First factor is your brand pillars. Second is your brand guidelines. And third is your brand positioning. So I'll take each one by one. So first is brand pillars. So Supratik was saying that, there is a brand logo, brand vision, etc. So brand pillars are the points where, you have your company organization has your values, vision, mission, ethos. But along with that, you have USPs and unique benefit points or propositions. So USPs, everybody knows. USPs is the how great your products are. You define those. But UBP is very important. So unique benefit proposition, which is what customer is looking for. So that is what you have to put forward. So that takes care of your brand pillars. The second part is the brand guidelines. This is very important, where Supratik was mentioning, whether logo is important, the colors are important. Yes, they are very important. So the brand identity comes along with your brand logo, brand color, brand symbols. Then there is a brand voice, brand tone, communication style, etc. So these are very important factors which comes as part of your brand guidelines. And the third most important, to define brand guidelines or brand communication, brand style, you have positioning. Now positioning, as you all know, as part of marketing, 4 P's of marketing: products, price, place, promotion, and segmentation, targeting. Positioning most important. So you have to define who is your segment, who is your target customer, for which you always have segmentation, behavioral segmentation, demographic segmentation, geographic segmentation, so on and so forth. So, and in which you have a need or the pain points of the customers, which defines, according to the pain points, you will have to define your benefits to the customer and put forward your identity to the customer. So I'll give you an example which will answer your question. I'll give you an example of Forest Essential, which is a very well-known brand, which is the lifestyle or lifestyle Ayurveda. Okay. So what do? So they have websites, social media, they have packaging, they have customer service, they have their customer sales staff, they have retail outlet, and they have the brand, the partnerships. So all this defines and carries forward their ethos, their brand positioning across all the channels, including the colors. When you say the colors, they have the golden rich colors. When you say their brand, communication, in the brand communication, they have information about Ayurveda, information about ingredients, information about how to use the product, what are the skincare routines, correct? So all this information you will see also in the packaging, you will see also on the website, also on the social media. When you talk to their customer support or sales staff, they have also this information. So if you see all this identity spread across all their websites, social media, across channels, it creates a complete impact. Also, if you know their brand partners, which is wellness, wellness spas and wellness centers. So that's what their brand partners are. So that's how the communication flows. So that's what it is.
Very crucial points you made. Now coming to you, Anuja, you represent content industry, and I think most of us are aware of the brand. I mean, I still remember in my childhood, we used to, get 3-4 video films to watch on, VCR. So the brand is stuck in everyone's mind, But now challenges are manifold. We have many platforms. So how do you position your shows and content uniquely in a cluttered environment?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me here, and super question. I think at Shimaru, the first thing is that our task is to surprise and delight our consumer through every story that we tell. For us, every story is a brand. So the big piece is, what do I tell my consumer through my story? And what is that one line of the story that will make my consumer excited? And what do I then, through that one line, how do I use my marketing campaign to sort of elevate the one line of the story? The way I would think of it is, when we do our marketing campaign, let's say there is a story that we have, and how do we now take it forward with our consumer? So my marketing campaign is about taking the one line and saying, okay, first of all, there are the 3 things that I need to do through my campaign. The first is, how do I grab attention? It's a very cluttered environment. How does my promo in the first 3 seconds sort of, through a sound, through a visual, through a celebrity, get people to notice? The second part is then, how do I get my audience to see relevance and to see engagement through that promo? For example, let's say it's the story of a widowed mother finding love again. But the question we ask our consumer is, how would you feel if you were told that your child is not your child? Suddenly it becomes a problem that is relevant to a lot more people. And finally, since I'm expecting my consumer to come and spend the most precious commodity that they have, which is time, with us, the question is, how do I leave them with a hook? How do I leave my promo or my campaign or my static in such a way that they have no choice but to come and check it out when it comes to, my platform? That is how we think of any new story. And I think a lot of people have spoken about omnichannel. How do you take that one single line of messaging and portray it differently on each of the platforms, from your promo to your static to your social? So it's the same one line, but the way we communicate it will be very, very different on each. But it all sort of comes back to that one umbrella thought. I think Supratik touched upon it, Chandan touched upon it. So that is how any story or any brand for us gets built. And we keep sort of doing it like muscle memory. You succeed sometimes, and that umbrella thought comes through. And when that happens, you have a successful product.
A very interesting insight indeed. So now coming to you, Amit, how crucial is website and app optimization for omnichannel experience, and what kind of challenges you face right now?
Yeah, okay. So, hi, good afternoon, everyone. Well, firstly, I will speak a little bit about the topic and then come to the question. It's omnichannel, role of omnichannel in brand engagement and identity. The funny part for me, it's a difficult topic, I think. But then, of how many companies are able to do omnichannel marketing? I think they would dream. Any company would dream that, I wish I can be, doing omnichannel marketing. That means I can be on the roadside, I can be on the newspaper, I can be on the website, I can be on social media, I can be on the influencer, and so on. And the kind of money it takes, it's only reserved for very handful of the organizations. Not every organization can do the omni-channel marketing, right? So answer is the role, yes, very important role, but can you do it? I don't think so. I'm not saying that omni-channel is not important. I'm just saying that one should know what are the avenues available for marketing and what are those omni-channel avenues and what will work for people, what will work for the brand, what will work for a particular company. We have brands like Lijjat Papad, right? I'm not sure which omni-channel marketing they had done. We have just most recent one is Minimalist, which is sold for 3,000 crores to Unilever. I'm not sure if they have done any omni-channel marketing, but they're a great brand. So it's important to set the strategy right, understand from an omni-channel perspective what would work and what would not, and of course it's needless to say that doing the right branding and having the right efficiency is important. Even if you have the money, are you able to efficiently run an omni-channel marketing? It's a very difficult question and a very difficult thing to do efficiently. Companies are burning enormous amount of money and always asking the questions. They're not having the ROI, right? They don't have a clue, in fact. So that where the money is going, we're not having traction. So, and I agree with Arum saying that at least it gives you a platform to understand, okay, if your branding is right or wrong. Maybe at least use the marketing channel to ask the questions: is my branding spot on? Am I able to communicate what I want to communicate through these marketing channels, rather than pushing your product into the face of customer? So another thing is, you see these Shark Tank episodes where a lot of brands are coming, and you can see I would say they're choosing the right platform. Some of them just giving 0.5% of equity. Why are they giving 0.5%? The only reason to be there is doing marketing. That's all, and that is the channel it will work for. So they have picked up one channel, they know it, and they're going. There are many brands who don't know that maybe I can go to the Shark Tank. So now coming to the question on websites and so on, yes, it's very important. It's only going to be more important because of the transformation, digital transformation we are having around the globe with AI and so on. Having a web presence is of critical importance now. So you will see, I'm not seeing it currently, but in India, we are going to see that B2B companies are going to ask a lot of questions, as they usually ignore that part, that we are a B2B company, we don't get clients from the websites and so on. But it's no longer just your face. So there are avenues available, but then you can utilize those avenues only if you have a URL. If you don't have a URL, what are you going to do? And if that URL is not engaging properly, if it is not built properly, and it's not going to work. So even before you start using all your omni-channel avenues, you have to come back and see that URL. And I'm saying URL because that URL has content. It has your brand logo. It has your everything is over there. So if you put it some off the shelf images and spelling mistakes and all that shit, and then expecting that other omni-channel marketings would work, I doubt. And in Shark Tank, many episodes you see the what you call the sharks are basically clearly, anytime they see that there is a brand whose logo is here and there, they're telling them immediately that, come on, fix your branding a little bit. So yeah, that's my perspective.
Very interesting perspective indeed. So now coming back to you again, so Pratik, can you share an example of your successful campaign where omni-channel marketing reinforced your brand identity?
So to me, omnichannel means fundamentally telling the same story, giving the same experience to the consumer across different touchpoints. Fundamentally, that is the omnichannel, and I think all of us are telling that. So in my last assignment, I was marketing a packaged branded rice, and a big brand, number one celebrity, number one chef of the country was advertising those brands. I'll just tell the story and then that will probably answer the question which you're saying. Beautifully shot, the best food stylist coming out of Singapore, they do the styling and then somebody shot the product and everything beautifully done. You feel like reaching out for that bowl of rice immediately, even if you're not hungry. So I'll just halt there. And now if you walk into any burger joint and on the LED board you see the burgers, the picture, and the burger which you get on the plate are pretty different. They're very distant cousin. And even if you see, there is a disclaimer under that menu board, is that the actual product may not match the image of the menu. Okay. So the appetizing picture which is there on the menu card or on the LED board, which is not that what you get out of it when they serve it. But we felt that as a brand, we should not do that. And I'll tell you what is the genesis of that. One consumer, one lady from, I think Kanpur, yeah, she wrote back to us that, okay, your rice looks great on the pack, your rice looks great on the advertisement, but even your sales promoter who was showing that cooked rice on the mall or the Reliance Food Mart or other D-Mart or any, they can't even cook that properly, they don't even look same. Keep aside when I am cooking at my home. So the experience which you are showing in terms of the advertisement, in terms of all other social media and everything, I'm not getting that. And that triggered a lot of debate at our end that how do I standardize that experience across. And just to cut the long story in the sense, we participated with, or rather partnered with one rice cooker making company. We told them to create a particular temperature control, create a particular process of cooking that rice in a certain minutes. We trained all our sales promoters through that mechanism so that almost at a 90% case, when she is cooking at the venue or the kiosk or the promoting table, the consumers are getting not exactly equal of what they're seeing in the advertisement, but that's getting something which is brilliant, which is beyond ordinary. Because the brand tagline was "Banega to farak dikhega." Now, if I don't give that experience back to the consumer, then I am not doing the right thing to the consumer. So, net, I think creating that same experience, telling that same story across wherever consumers are interacting with me as a brand is fundamentally as a marketer, will have to drive that. And no matter what, that cannot be compromised, that cannot be sacrificed.
Very interesting case study indeed. So standardization of experience is very important. I mean, I think, Zomato, I can think of Zomato. Their tone of communication is kind of, very consistent, right? Witty, relatable, engaging. So, Iram, I would like to, understand how do you define your brand's voice and ensure that every team member reflects this across media?
Sorry, Kanchan. I think what you were saying, the tone of communication. See, that is the easy part. The consistency of the tone of communication can be managed. The consistency of delivering that experience on the ground is the most difficult part.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Kanchan. And I think Supratik has actually highlighted the answer to the question that you asked. In fact, Chandan also referred to the same. I think everything starts when you building your brand entity, and I think Chandan pointed it out. It consists of a couple of things, right? It is the positioning, it is the brand value, the mission, the vision that you hold for the brand, and what comes out is a brand persona, right? Now that is what you need to live with. Whether it's digital, physical, omnichannel, it doesn't make any difference. Whether it's on your shop floor, on your back-end office, to the front-end customer-facing assets like websites, your digital assets like apps, it doesn't make a difference. You have to define your brand persona. And that is what is going to separate you and give you a USP over your maybe peers and competitors also. And as Supratik said, it is not about having tonality of voice or of a brand, or having a certain way in which you showcase the logo, the color scheme, the palette. Yes, those things are the basics. Obviously, everybody does it. It is the experience that your brand is giving to the customer. Now, I'll give you an example that just came to my mind. And I think there's no harm in naming the company because I am not pointing fingers at anybody. My daughter, when she was small, we used to frequent Malaysia, Southeast Asia a lot because my in-laws were there. We were in Malaysia, and one of the brands, I think you're aware, Toys R Us, right? Big, huge brand, just like our Hamleys now in India. We used to shop from there. And then we went to Vietnam, and there was a small but medium-sized store, which was something like Toys R Us. I mean, the board was there. And we entered, and she must be, 7 years old? And there were a lot of toys, and she was just going through the toys and looking at those toys, and then she said, "Papa, this is not Toys for Us." And I was shocked. And I asked the manager, "Is it Toys for Us?" And he said, "No, this is not Toys for Us. This is Toys R Us." And we got back outside. It was a sort of one of those small mom and pop shops. They had said Toys R Us. Now, as adults, me and my wife, we just walked into the store thinking this Toys R Us. But look at the customer, which is a 6-year-old. She has had experience of the brand in other stores, which she has registered in her mind. That is what you do with your brand in an omni-channel environment that will keep you afloat and maybe give you the brownie points over your competitors. That is what we want to highlight, I think, as a panel. It is the experience that you deliver. If you're not able to deliver the experience, don't touch that. As very rightly pointed out, website is one of the many assets that you need to enhance and keep on enhancing. But if you think that the experience you are giving on the shop floor, on the office floor is not same as on the website, please, you need to course correct that first and then move on to other things in marketing. So the uniformity of experience is what will actually, as brand managers and brand custodians, help us to deliver the goods.
Yeah, right. So I think building on Supratik and Iram's argument, Chandan, I would like you to basically explain the strategies to integrate physical and digital touch points.
Yeah, I will touch base upon few strategies that are widely used in physical to digital, marketing. So the first strategy widely used is the integrated advertising campaign. So that is the first. I will name few more. So there is a click and collect strategy. Then there is a shop and look strategy. Then you have social media contests and in-store promotions strategy. And you have loyalty programs strategy. So I'll touch base upon all these 4 or 5 strategies. So the first is the integrated campaign. So I'm talking about integrated advertising campaign, whereas you run an ad campaign digitally to send the customers to the retail outlet to avail discounts and offers. So this is direct digital to physical connect strategy. Second strategy is click and collect. Now this has been used very effectively by IKEA and also Tata Click. So they have their websites. On their websites, people can see the product. They can see all this information. They can shop for their product, and when they come at the payment gateway, they select click and collect. Now, why this is important? Because you can when the product is ready, you get the notification. Customer goes to the store, they can test the product, they can trial the product, and then they can take home the product. Most important part here is why this is important, because the shipping cost is saved as well as the rejection ratios goes down. So rejections rates on the e-commerce are rising. In European countries, it's very, very high, and in India also the rejection rates are going higher and higher. So this is very important strategy which is being used. The third is a shop and look strategy, where you have a website where while looking at the product, you can see how it looks on. If you're buying apparel, you can see how it looks on the model. If you are checking some other B2B products, you can see how the case studies are. When you go to the shop, when you are looking at the actual product, there is a QR code. You click on the QR code and again get the similar experience, which helps you to buy the product and take your decision faster. So this is shop and look, which is exactly opposite of click and collect. Third is social media contests, which generally are run on social media platforms, where you go participate in some kind of contest, upload the photos for a particular theme, then put comments on the specific hashtags, and then you won the contest. The same kind of contest, and you will have to go to the store to collect the products, or get the discount coupon redeemed. But at the same time, in the shop floor or at the retail outlet, you have same contest running, which is integration of both physical and digital. So this is the fourth example, and the fifth example is the loyalty program. Again, IKEA has used this loyalty program very effectively. They have IKEA Family, in which they give very high discounts and offers and coupons for their loyal customers, as well as they give early notifications for if the sales are coming. So this is how they connect digitally as well as physically.
Nice
Thank you.
explainer indeed. So Anuja, now coming back to you, how do you see the role of AI and machine learning shaping the future of marketing? And you have to be really quick because we are running out of time.
Okay, I will try to be quick. 3 things. I think the first is, I think we have a lot of data, very granular data coming from different sources. If you look at media and entertainment, you have BARC data, there is digital data, social, Google, Facebook, but not necessarily does this data talk to each other. So the big piece that AI will hopefully help is to make sense of this data, one, quickly, and second, more effectively. That's what one would hope for from AI as point one. The second is, I don't think AI is here to replace creativity. I think thankfully there is still art and not just pure science. But yes, I think being able to render multiple creatives, being able to render creatives differently for different mediums to your TG is something that I think AI can do a lot more effectively. And I think overall, The way we used to do campaigns in the past, where you run a campaign and then wait for results to come, I think now, and I think somebody touched upon it in the previous panel as well, I think that plan A, plan B, you are much more, your results are out like on day 2 or day 3 on social media and on your digital campaigns and your performance marketing. So having those plan Bs and plan Cs and being able to course correct is something that AI and machine learning should really help with.
Yeah, plan A, B, and C. Amit, what is your perspective on AI in marketing?
Well,
Just quickly. Yes.
last panel I had said that there's a lot of hype on AI, which needs to be toned down. It's if there is if it is being used to accomplish a big task, usually it ends with failure. But if you're using AI and for here and there, like support roles, it's usually very successful. So wouldn't add more than that. Everybody is using AI for their smaller ask, and it's great. But if you're creating a moonshot project, it's going to be quite a difficult thing to have success out of it. But because it still depends a lot on data. Last thing is, since we're talking about brand, I mean, and omnichannel marketing, you can use AI, you can use the technologies. But if you're selling to everyone, you're not selling to anyone. So your branding has to be very, very narrow, very, very precise. Then things would work for you. So,
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for this wonderful discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.